You know how everyone says a good relationship takes work? But nobody explains what kind of work. We're told ini equals communicate. Don't go to bed angry. Put yourself first. Cool. But what does that actually look like at 10:30 p.m. when you're exhausted, your partner says something that really stings, and your brain is like, do I let this go? Do I call them out? Am I overreacting, or are they just being an ass? Today, I want to connect two things that almost never get talked about together. 1, how we treat each other inside the relationship, our words, our honesty, the way we support or pressure each other. 2, how we protect our own energy with boundaries with the people around us and with ourselves. Because if your energy is drained all the time, you can't really show up well in love. And if your relationship is chaotic, you can't protect your energy either. They feed into each other. So in this episode, we're going to talk about the kind of comments that quietly damage trust, even when you don't mean it. The difference between supporting your partner and pressuring them to become who you want. How to recognize energy givers versus energy drainers in your life. And a simple boundary framework so you can protect your peace without turning into an ice queen. Take a breath, maybe grab a coffee or go for a walk while you listen. Let's talk about how to protect your relationship and your nervous system at the same time.
Hello, I'm Renee. How you all doing? Michaela isn't here today, but we're gonna do the podcast anyhow, and we're gonna be talking about the dynamics of a good relationship. So let's talk about words that stay in the room. So I want you to think of one sentence a partner has said to you that you still remember for the wrong reason. Maybe it was, you're too sensitive. Oh my God, nobody else would put up with you. Or said half jokingly, I don't really need you. I'd be fine without you. Sometimes they say it in a fight. Sometimes as a supposed joke, although I kind of find that hard to deal with right now. And sometimes they insist, I didn't mean it, I was just upset, which is kind of like the joke bit, right? But, you know, behind a joke and a joke comes out the truth, right? Here's the issue. Your body, your brain, and your physique, they won't forget. Even when you calm down with the person and make up, that sentence is still sitting in the back of your mind. Your nervous system files it under, maybe this is how they really see me. So one of the first boundaries we need in a healthy relationship is a boundary with our own mouth. Yeah, we have a mouth. You can absolutely be honest. You can say when you're angry or hurt. But there is a difference between, I'm really frustrated with what you did, versus, you're impossible. I could live without you. One attacks the behavior. The other attacks the bond. And if you attack the bond often enough, two things happen. Your partner starts to pull away emotionally, even if they stay physically. You accidentally train yourself to believe the relationship is disposable. So I want you to ask yourself, what are the sentences I use to hit where it hurts when I'm triggered? Do I ever use breakup language or I don't need you language to feel powerful? If my partner played those words back to me tomorrow, the ones I said, would I be proud of them? If the answer is no, that doesn't make you a bad person. It just means this is a growth edge. A tiny rule that helps. No threats, no always never, no fake breakups in a fight. You can be direct, you can be firm, but don't casually throw grenades at a relationship you actually want to keep. Now, that's in flesh, right? So now we're going to look at love online versus love in real life. Now, another place where boundaries matter is with what we share publicly. Some people are naturally very expressive online. Birthday paragraphs, cute couple photos every week, long captions about how grateful they are. Other people are more private. They show love in person, maybe in handwritten cards or in daily actions that never hit Instagram or TikTok or any of those social platforms. Both styles are valid. The problem starts when we judge our partner because they're not performing love online like someone else's boyfriend or wife, or when we overshare our relationship to the internet but avoid the real conversations at home. Ask yourself, do I post about us because I genuinely want to share? Or because I want to prove something to all those people sitting on their couch, having nothing to do, and I just need to show them what I'm doing? Do I save some parts of our relationship just for us? Or does everything have to be content? Yeah? Think about that, and think about how many people fall into those standards. I mean, really, all these people living for social media. And then when they turn to their partner, it might be that, or they might be super private, but they might be like the Flanders on The Simpsons. Neither is ideal. This is my opinion, but neither is ideal. Ask yourself, do I post about us because I genuinely do I want that? How about a softer version of both? Are my posts about love possibly hurting people who are already really raw in this area? Like, are you also, or are you or me, are we trying to hurt other people by showing this? That's the other thing. Some people do it for show. Some people do it in private because they want to show how supposedly content they are. And then there's people who want to hurt other people. So be honest with yourself and say, okay, why am I posting this? Because I'm genuinely happy. Because I love this person. I respect them. That should be the reason, not, hey, my friend Melissa, she had 555 likes. on Instagram in 1 hour. So I have to match up. And the opposite. I am keeping this to me, but I am flooding my love with love, because we're so perfect. And it's like, oh my God, you never have a spat? And then there's the people who say, oh yeah, I'm going to show Bob that Steve is way better. Way better. All three suck. You should only post when you really love, when it's just a thing about you and the person. And if you don't want to make it public, don't make it public. You are going to get critics if you do. But if you genuinely feel that way, hey, good for you. You know? God, I think I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Sorry, God. Didn't mean to. Yep. God bless me. All right. So, yeah. Make sure it's sincere. Okay? So you don't have to censor your happiness. But, oh heck, here's another sneeze, I think. Guys, I'm catching a cold, okay? It's okay to decide some of the deepest things I feel for my partner belong in my journal or in a card, not on a grid. A good boundary here might sound like, I love that you celebrate me online. My style is more private, but I promise I'll tell you directly how I feel. Or, I'm okay sharing a few photos, but I don't want to share our fights or intimate details with the internet. Because yeah, once privacy is out the window, folks, and I know I mentioned some people love to live in the spotlight, like the Beckhams, and look what that's brought them, right? You know, public feud with their son. I mean, do we want this? You know, or Britney Spears, poor girl, marrying Sam Asghari a couple of years ago, and now broken off, and now publishing and I love Britney. I'm not going to go down that path. I love her. But man, she's exposed herself. Like, once you expose yourself fully, you are piranha food. Piranhas with absolutely no criteria for the most part. There are a few exceptions, but mostly, no. Look at Katy Perry. Okay. I mean, she's with Justin Trudeau, another guy who got fried. You know what I mean? Because they spoke too much. Why does everybody need to know? Really, why does everybody need to know? I mean, if you love the person, stay private. Or if you're going to reveal something, let it be minimal. Because we're a bunch of piranhas, most of us. We don't flatter, we usually try to destroy. Sorry to say it, but it's true. So healthy couples can have different styles and still respect each other's comfort zone, okay? So yeah, so if your partner says, you know what, don't post every single thing we do online, listen to him or her. Because they're being wise, and here I'm putting in my 50 cents. Dun, 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 dun. 50 cents, not 50 cents, okay? It's your birthday. Like, are you going to announce your whole birthday? Okay, maybe. But the comments afterwards, or your romance with your partner afterwards, no. That's just my philosophy. But hey, I like that song. I like it. It's old, but I like it. All right. Now, support versus pressure. Let's talk about growth. In a healthy relationship, you should help each other grow. For example, one of you might be more organized with time. The other might be more advanced with money, food, health, or spirituality. But there's a huge difference between coaching your partner and controlling them. Okay? So you're probably, those of you who are in this sort of situation, support sounds like, you told me you want to work out more. Want me to help you find a trainer that fits your style? Versus, you've mentioned feeling stressed. Want to try a meditation app together? Well, that's not even a versus. That's pretty much support in both cases, okay? And this is getting me thinking, and I'm going to recommend, you guys are going to hear me click, but I'm going to recommend something I just sent, ironically, yesterday about swimming, okay? And this Omeletto movie is worth your while for those of you who feel, this is, by the way, what I just mentioned was support, okay? Now I'm going to get into stress, into something that really sucks. But let me mention the pressure and the stress. Oh my God, you're so lazy. I don't know how you can live like this. If you actually cared about your health, you would do what I do. So that's direct stress. That is not supportive at all. That is a downer, makes you feel like crap, and you want to send the person down, well, straight to hell, right? Tell them, you know what, sorry, I'm going to use a bad word, like, fuck off, get out of my face. You're stressing the shit out of me. Leave me alone. Why are you doing this to me? Right? Nobody wants to feel like that. It's not inspiring. And I happen to have a movie, a short movie, guys. Listen closely. Okay, there's a movie from Omeletto. Omeletto is that company that produces short films. I'm going to recommend this film now. It's called Blood and Water. And it is precisely not about lovers, but about a mother and son. I'm not going to give away the plot. I'm just going to say that the mother is overbearing vis-a-vis the son swimming. Check it out. It's free. It's on YouTube. It's called Blood and Water. And it does teach you a lesson about unnecessary pressure. It really does. And that happens in love life too. You know, when your partner starts saying, hey, I'm running 20 kilometers, why don't you? Hey man, I can only run 10. Hey, no, that's not good enough. Well then, what do you want? I'm not an Olympian. And even if I was, like, why are you bothering me? So yeah, know how to distinguish between support and pressure. You know? I mean, support creates room. It says, I'll share what helps me, and you can experiment in your own way, at your own pace. Pressure creates shame. My way is the only way. My way or the highway. If you can't do it like me, you're failing. So a couple of questions for you. Where might I be helping my partner in a way that actually feels like criticism? Where am I shrinking or people-pleasing because I'm scared of their disappointment? And the second question is one for the, pressure. Hey, you're beautiful, but I need you to lose 5 more kilos. It's like, oh yeah, hey, you're tall, but not tall enough. That's how you can retort if you're nasty, like myself at times. Not the best, but when they come up with these things, it's like, what? You're telling me to lose weight and you're a dwarf? Like, what? And nothing against dwarfs. They find happiness too. But I mean, that's just a silly example. Or, hey, why can't you be more muscular? Or, hey, why aren't you taller? Oh, you want me to get the leg operation? You want me to spend 85 hours at the gym? I mean, like these petitions, I mean, if the person is with you, they gotta love all of you and vice versa. And nobody's perfect. There's no one who's perfect. That's my point. You fall in love with someone, you cannot expect them to be perfect. And if you want them operated, well, or changing the way they look, or their hair color, eye color, I don't know, or you want them to do that, well, then there's something wrong with you.
Looking for real conversations about love, connection, and everything in between? Listen to Love Hacks, honest, heartfelt, and in 4 languages: English, Espanol, Francais, and Portuguese. Find your version wherever you get your podcast. See you soon.
And unfortunately, this sort of thing, I see it more and more. I see people getting eye color changes. For what? You were born with an eye color, and the person who loves you should accept your eyes. If you have big hips, if you're a woman with big hips, you should be accepted. He went for you, didn't he? If he's kind of short, you're not going to tell him, hey, get that operation. Or flirt with tall men when he's not that tall. Blah, 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 blah. That's also superficial. Also superficial is, Jonathan makes 2.5 million a year, whereas my boyfriend makes 500,000 a year. That's shit. You know his financial position, he's shared it with you, you've accepted it, leave it at that, okay? If he's lied, well, then you talk about it. You say, hey man, you told me this because you're gonna have a kid or whatever. But going after someone because they fail in certain areas and you don't know enough about them and you're just expecting Zeus, well, wake up and smell the coffee, right? Yeah, so the superficial is banal, okay? I'm not saying that finances over looks, okay? They are important, but you should talk them out before you decide, for example, to have a kid. All right? So, if your partner ends up feeling smaller after your advice, you're probably crossing from support into pressure. Remember this. Healthy love pushes us to grow, but it never demands we become a copy of the other person. Okay, so don't be unbearable. Don't be intolerant either. You know, they're trying their best. If you're lucky, they're trying their best. Be supportive. Don't trot on them. Don't say, hey, you're not enough. Okay, don't do that, because then they're going to go maybe screw someone else, and then you'll be, I wasn't enough. That's also a scenario, people. Now, energy investors versus energy drainers. I love this one. Okay. Now, zooming out beyond your relationship. Your energy is the fuel for everything. Your work, your creativity, your friendships, your ability to show up well with your partner. If you give it away without thinking, you end up emotionally bankrupt. And when we say I think every single one of us has their skin crawl, at least. The bank. So bankrupt. Sounds even scarier. One simple lens that helps us is every interaction is either an energy investment or an energy leak. Think about last week. Who are the people that, really invested in your energy, that made you feel good, that told you something that really made a difference, that motivated you? I can tell you guys, I had a student last week that made my day. And this week too, by the way, a couple. Today even. And I'm going to share it. Last week I had a student who told me, I so look forward to your classes, Renee. Because I teach. I so look forward to them. And that gave me a warm, fuzzy feeling. And maybe that sounds cheesy, but it's the truth. And this week I had two young ladies, because the other one was a man, but this week I had two young ladies, from different countries. That one told me, I so enjoy talking to you. You get my deal, you get my singing career. I love talking to you about the artists I represent. And she sent me a video of herself singing and playing at a place. She's really good, by the way, and really, really talented, really pretty, really sweet. Love her. She's from Brazil. And then the other lady is from Japan, and she said, I love your classes. And I was so flattered. That was really so beneficial to my soul. I'm not talking about my ego, my soul. It made me feel so good because I'm like, hey, these people appreciate what I'm doing for them. A few weeks ago, I was drained. My energy was drained from someone because they told me they really found me wonderful and amazing, and yet they decided to show me pictures of other women at the same time. And that really drained me out. That I was like, okay, I don't understand your language. And I decided to cut contact with this individual, because why would someone do that? That is not a wise move. Why do that? I actually found it hurtful. And it drained me. It made me a bit sad. I'm okay now. But what I'm getting at is that you have to filter. Hey, 3 wonderful people telling me I'm awesome and they love my teaching. And then I got one person telling me, hey, I think you're awesome, but hey, I got other options. Well, then you say, well, you know what? Go flutter about with your other options. Why are you telling me? What's the point? What's the message behind what you're telling me? You see? So in the end, I won because I got 3 versus 1. And that's how you have to look at life, folks. You can't focus on the negative one. Focus on the positive ones. And it is important that you surround yourselves with positive people. The gender is regardless, but just really think, I want to feel okay. I want to learn. I want to feel good about myself. So scrap the people that either take you for granted or use lines like that. Stay away from those sorts of people. And go with the people that, if they get to criticize you, know that they're doing it to help you. Because there is something called constructive criticism from friends, from lovers, but they're not doing it to hurt you. They're doing it to help you grow. But a person who just talks randomly, like, hey, I'm with you, but I've seen all these other people, and doesn't give you any sense of self, or, hey, I didn't take you because of this. No, hey, I took all these people, and you know what? Oh, well, there you are. You're awesome. Well, that's not good. Or, hey, you're talented, but hey, I know all these other talented people that are better than you. oh, but give me a kiss. It's like contradictory, isn't it? It just sours the whole moment. And that's in romance, in terms of romance. But in terms of life in general, if you've got people like that, they just piss on your cornflakes every single time, you know what? Bail. Because you don't need negative energy. If you're self-critical, you'll know, okay, I'm not doing this right and that. You don't need another person to constantly tell you where you're wrong. You don't need that. Because, hey, we all have to get up in the morning and work. We all have our stresses. We all have to pay bills unless we're millionaires. But even there, we still have to pay bills. So the last thing you need is a partner or a friend that's constantly ostracizing you and making you feel down. You want to build yourself off positivity, reality and positivity. You also don't want hypocrites, okay? Hypocrites are people who overdo it. They're like, oh my gosh, you're just like Lady Gaga. Well, no, you aren't, okay? Unless maybe I'm mistaking, and maybe someone here is like Lady Gaga, but oh my God, you're just like Lady Gaga, yeah. And they say it to please you. That is not the truth either. So guys, in a healthy relationship and healthy relationships with friends, know how to filter, okay? That's key. And come on, you're smart. You know how to do it. You're smart. And if you're stressed, if you got anxiety, people watching me, okay, take a deep breath, take a step back, and then come back to it and say, okay, okay, what's real, what's not real, what's good for me, what's not, and get on with it, folks. You only got one life as far as we know. Okay, so spend your time wisely. Spend your time with your partner wisely or your friends wisely. And well, I'm going to wrap it up here, folks. Have a great week and see you soon. Bye.